Hello fellas and welcome to an Ultimate Battlefield 6 attachments guide. Today I'll discuss all of the attachments and how exactly they work, so you'll get definitive information and understanding on how they affect your weapon and help you with your builds. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. Many tests were done and tens of thousands of bullets shot. To make everything easier to follow and understand, I have divided all information on attachments into logical sections with timestamps, so feel free to skip if you want. Sorry in advance as I can repeat myself sometimes, so everyone will get the information needed even when skipping sections. This section is meant to establish definitions, so we don't waste time throughout the video. Every single test was made in the same conditions to get accurate results. Some tests were made standing still, and some in both standing and moving stances. Many attachments such as stubbies either speed up or slow down ADS transfer speed of your gun. It is always changed by steps with constant values 133, 167, 200, 250, 300, 367 and 433 milliseconds. For example, if you have a gun with 250 milliseconds ADS transfer speed, plus one step means it will change to 300 milliseconds, etc. All calculations for bloom areas were made in terms of area size, not diameter or radius, as it's more representative and important for bloom. Single port break gives 10% recoil reduction but increases your weapon's way. Here you can look at the example of what weapon's way is. Essentially, it's the movement of your weapon while aiming down sights, as you cannot hold it perfectly still. I did not notice any meaningful correlation between weapon's way and recoil, so its impact comes down to player's comfort and the magnification level of the sight being used. Double port break gives the same 10% recoil reduction but without negative effect. Compensated break gives 20% recoil reduction, improves recoil build-up and recovery. Recoil reduction and build-up essentially work together, and recoil recovery decreases the time frame for your bloom cone and recoil to reset, which in turn benefits burst firing techniques and makes you more accurate. Linear converter gives 30% horizontal recoil reduction but makes your vertical recoil 10% bigger. Can be usable on weapons with left to right swinging behavior. Using any single attachment from this category will get you 3D spotted at a distance of up to 75 meters when you are standing in the direct line of sight to your enemy, and minimap spotted all the time. To be fair, I do not recommend any of the muzzles shown here, as it will make your gameplay risky for you in terms of survivability. Minimap spotting is debatable, as many players rarely check minimap, but 3D spotting is brutal. Right now, at the end of Season 1 state of the game, there is no real reason to use it other than on massive recoil weapons. The flash hider and all suppressors fully negate the 3D spotting mechanic. However, when you are shooting, the flash hider will show you on the minimap at all times, while suppressors will be spotted on the minimap only if player shoots within a 15-meter radius of enemy presence. Standard suppressor gives us suppressor benefits at the cost of a 24% increase to hipfire area size. Long suppressor has all the benefits, gives an additional 15% recoil reduction and improved recoil build-up, but increases hipfire area size by 24% and increases weapon's weight. Recoil reduction and build-up complement each other, and recoil recovery shortens the time frame for your bloom cone to reset. This benefits your burst firing accuracy. CQB suppressor gives us suppressor benefits without any debuffs and is best suitable for hipfire builds. Lightened suppressor. It's basically a long suppressor but without the weapon's weight debuff. Using either flash hider or suppressor in your build is essential in the state and balance of the game we have right now. A flash hider is often more than enough for gameplay, as not many players have good minimap control and the spotting only occurs while you are constantly shooting. Suppressors benefit you way more in case you are the flanking guy, love to push through the back of your enemy or when playing a red sack mode. It is 100% must pick there. Extended barrel improves muzzle velocity by 25% and ADS transfer speed by 1 step. Short barrel reduces hipfire area size by 22% and ADS transfer speed by 1 step at the cost of 25% muzzle velocity. A very viable choice for hipfire and close quarters oriented builds. It is a more prioritized attachment to select over a flashlight if you have that choice. Heavy barrel makes bloom area size when you are hot spraying in ADS, even while moving, smaller by 30%. Heavy extended barrel Same as Heavy Barrel, but gives an additional 25% muzzle velocity at the cost of increased weapon draw speed. The Heavy Extended Barrel is the king of the barrel section, and in case your weapon has access to it, that's a no-brainer choice. It is one of the strongest attachments in Battlefield 6, which will improve your gameplay right away. Light Barrel reduces overall bloom area size while moving in ADS by 20% and improves ADS transfer speed by 1 step. A very useful choice for weapons which don't have access to heavy extended barrels. Using it with a blue laser improves your accuracy while moving even more. Vertical grips and stubbies. Attachments from both of these categories work towards recoil reduction and have the same steps from 10 to 25%. The only difference is that stubbies improve ADS transfer speed by 1 step and cost 10 more points. Other than that, they are basically the same, so I won't discuss each one of them. Feel free to pause or screenshot it. Worth mentioning is that two most expensive vertical grips and stubbies give you 12% movement speed reduction on any weapon type or class you use. Keep in mind that the alloy vertical grip and ribbed stubby do not have any negative downgrades compared to all other vertical grips and stubbies. They reduce ADS accuracy while moving by 10%. I personally prefer using the alloy vertical grip on weapons where I need a bit of additional recoil control and where I don't need additional ADS transfer speed. And the classic vertical grip is the best for weapons with big recoil. But of course it all depends on the gun and playstyle you're building for. Adjustable angle grip gives 5% recoil reduction, improves draw speed, and improves ADS transfer speed by 1 step, at the cost of 10% accuracy while moving in ADS. Slim angle grip has all the same benefits as the adjustable grip, but has 0 downgrades. Full angled grip, again, is the same, but gives an additional 5% recoil reduction. I love the slim angled grip, and in my opinion it's the best choice for low recoil weapons, as it gives you all the benefits needed without any negatives. A very solid choice that you'll never regret. But it's not that good for high recoil weapons, as 5% is not enough for comfortable control. Compact hand stop gives us the ability to shoot while sprinting. Basically gives us access to make run and gun builds. This one is very fun and has the potential to be effective, as it negates the run to shoot delay. Slim hand stop improves draw speed and ADS transfer speed by 1 step. Underslung mount gives the ability to mount your launcher type gadgets to your weapon for faster draw speed. Works with all grenade launchers in the game. I have never used it myself, but I can see some potential here on guns with low recoil. Bipod gives 45% recoil reduction when mounted. PTT grip pod gives 45% recoil reduction when mounted and improves overall recoil control in any stance by 5% at the cost of 10% ADS accuracy while moving. QT grip pod is the same as PTT grip pod with an additional 5% recoil reduction and without debuff. Classic grip pod, again, the same as the PTT grip pod, but has an improvement of ADS transfer speed by 1 step. Right from the start, you need to be either crazy or a role player to use this category of Underbarrel in Battlefield 6. Most of the benefits they give are working only when you are mounted. And if you are mounted, you are static. If you are static and you use these pods to shoot enemies, then you literally must be in the line of sight, and you're dead. You'll be the easiest target on the entire map. Red laser improves hipfire accuracy by 15%. 5mW green and 50mW blue laser. Both improve hipfire accuracy by 30%. 50mW green and 120mW blue lasers improve your hipfire accuracy by a massive 38%. Blue lasers, in addition to hipfire accuracy, improve ADS accuracy while moving by 20%. Both green and blue lasers have a visible beam which is approximately 5 meters long, and the enemy sees a little blurry green or blue glow from your weapon when you are pointing directly at them. Flashlight improves hipfire recovery that leads to hipfire area size reduction by 17%. But of course it's a pocket lighthouse and every single enemy will see you. Use it with caution or in close quarters combined with fast-paced gameplay. Red laser flashlight combination reduces hipfire area size by 27%. Green laser flashlight combination improves it to 33%. Flashlight, lasers and short barrel are stackable, so you can get the most possible hipfire accuracy you can for close quarter builds. Here's a life hack to improve your gameplay with visible lasers. In case you're hard pushing, there's no need to care about the laser, as your enemy will hear you anyway and react even through walls. But if you've already pushed and you're holding a door or any other position with cover, do not aim your weapon at that door. You should aim at a wall close to that passage, as your laser will not go through the wall and there's way less chance for the enemy to notice you. A very simple but effective tech. Mag Catch reduces the reload time by 5.5%. Can help in some intense situations, but it's more a quality of life improvement. Mag Flare gives the ability to reload while ADS, one of the most useless attachments in the game. Rail Cover improves weapon draw speed, useless too. Optic Accessories basically gives the ability to use an additional sight with different magnification. I personally don't find this useful and cost efficient, but saw some players using it. Anti-glare coating reduces the corner scope grid and negates the rainbow visual effect of the sweet spot range for your enemy. Can be a very useful thing in case you are not a quickscope type of player. Rangefinder. Well, it finds range. Can be keybound to the same key as Breath Hold, so it will automatically calculate the needed range without wasting time and pressing another button. ADS Bolt gives the ability to rechamber while in ADS for sniper rifles. Without it, you can't do it. Additionally, you cannot switch to ADS while you are in the process of it. A very helpful attachment not only for players who wanna see bullet drop or to play in ADS all the time, but for quickscopers too, as it allows you to switch stances at any time. Match Trigger. This one is hard. I really tried to test it or calculate the bloom areas or recoil, and I simply didn't notice any improvements. Single bullet mode on almost every weapon is so accurate that basically there's nothing to improve. The only two weapons I noticed the difference on are the TR7 and M277, the biggest recoil weapons in the game. Yes, you can switch to single bullet mode in some situations, but does it worth 15 points for that additional minor improvement? I don't think so, as I don't see any reasoning to use it over DMRs. There are many mags in the game, so we'll make it easier. Instead of discussing each one of them separately, I'll give you the most important points to notice about the magazine section, so we won't waste time on it. First one is, the bigger the mag, the slower you speed while moving in ADS. Second is, some mags slow down your ADS transfer speed by 1 step. Third is, some bigger mags make weapon draw speed worse. And the fourth is, fast and smaller than default versions of a mag reduce the reload time by 11.5%. In combination with the mag catch, you can get the 17% reload time reduction in total. I personally prefer using standard fast mags on almost every weapon I play with, except when the default is less than 30 bullets. In that case, I love to get at least 25 bullets in a mag, otherwise it's not comfortable for me. Tungsten Core Ammo improves bullet penetration at the cost of increased recoil by 5%. Doesn't work with map objects and improves penetration only through a person's body, so an enemy standing behind them takes more damage. Polymer Case or Lightweight Ammo gives you an additional 10% movement speed while moving in ADS. Almost fully negates the movement speed reduction of the two most expensive vertical grips and stubbies. Frangible Ammo delays health regeneration by 5 additional seconds for a total of 10 seconds after hitting a target. A very useful choice for RedSec, where health regen is crucial. Hollow Point Ammo changes headshot multiplier from 1.34 to 1.5 for most weapons in the game, and from 1.5 to 1.75 for some DMRs. Simply makes your headshot damage bigger, but requires good aim and skill overall to make it effective. Synthetic Tip Ammo improves the headshot multiplier from 1.34 to 1.75. It is not available on many weapons, and again, it's very skill dependent. Statistically, it can be useful if you have at least 20% or ideally 25% headshot accuracy with the weapon. And be honest with yourself, there's no point using this ammo type if you are missing heads. And it's nothing bad here, it's totally normal. Headshot hitbox is smaller by approximately 13 times than body hitbox. It's literally way better to shoot 4 to 5 bullets straight to the body instead of trying to kill with 3 bullets to the head while missing 10. It's basically counter-efficient in this case. Long range ammo reduces the drag coefficient, so the bullet experiences less muzzle velocity drop and fall. The drag coefficient is a number that describes how much an object resists motion through air due to its shape and flow characteristics. The lower the number, the better the bullet's energy retention over range. In Battlefield 6, the normal drag coefficient is 0.0025. Long-range ammo lowers it to 0.001. Here's an example using the M2010 sniper rifle with an extended barrel. With standard ammo, bullet travel time to a target at 500 meters range is 996 milliseconds. With long-range ammo, it becomes 649 milliseconds. And the bigger range, the bigger difference will be, as the effect is not linear. This is a very dramatic improvement for sniper rifles, making it much easier to hit targets at longer ranges, and it's a must-use when available. Fletchet ammo, same as frangible ammo but for shotguns. Slugs. Shoots with a large single bullet instead of many pellets, drastically improves accuracy and changes the damage profile of your shotgun. In the good old days, it was one of the most fun ways to mess with enemy snipers. Practically makes your shotgun similar to a bolt rifle. The choice here depends only on players' comfort and preferences. Some of the sides have a clearer view, some have a better reticle, but each one of them is playable. The only thing worth mentioning here, the choice should take your playstyle into consideration. For example, with the mini flex sight, it's way easier to push and harder to play at longer ranges or in supportive gameplay. Think about the optimal range for your playstyle, map, weapon, and choose the sight that suits you best. You should keep in mind, the lesser the magnification of your sight, the smaller the recoil feels, and easier to control. Additionally, the bigger FOV set in graphics settings, the less recoil feels too. This life hack does not reduce recoil or bloom area. That stays the same, but improves your feeling of it and makes life a bit easier. My personal preferences for different ranges are the Mini Flex, SU-231, BF-2M, and PVQ-31. Again, the choice is totally up to your comfort. And that's it for this video. I hope I didn't miss anything and answered all the questions about attachments in Battlefield 6. Hope it will help you guys with your attachment choices for guns and builds. But if you still have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. I'll answer all of them. If you liked the video, press that like and subscribe buttons for future content. See you next time. Bye bye.